Good morning. I'm Lisa Maxwell. Today is April 15th, tax day in the United States, whatever that means. No, I file my taxes. That kind of sounded like I didn't file my taxes, right? Oh my goodness. Okay. So the exciting energy is absolutely all up in Aries. I'm sure you feel the push to do a million things today. I know I do. Um, and that's exciting. So let's have some fun with it, right? Or as opposed to dread it, because when we see, we're like, oh, it's we've got this, and then there's that feeling of no, I don't got this. Like I'm actually really scared of this energy. I don't want to do anything. I'm just going to stay in bed and pretend it's not happening. Anyway, we're going to use the tarot of the gemstones and crystals. We're going to use it not as just as a commentary. We're going to use some stones to ground us today. Being in your body. Aries is about the body. So we have the superstellium, and it's actually 8 planets because if you count Eris, she's also an asteroid. But she's with Chiron, and she will be with Chiron for a while through the summer, through the beginning part of the summer. And so this is healing some of the like angry divine feminine stuff. That goddess, Inanna, I posted about her, some links to her story in yesterday's reading. Go to that link. It's about how to no matter, everyone's like, like I said, the divine feminine, it's so wonderful. Just like any power, misused, can become a tyrant. Says nothing. But it's important for us, and I think all of this energy is it's just so in our face that we almost have to. It's either we're like fatigued and we're like, I can't handle this, or how about I pull from that Libra energy? What are the things I value? How do I want to show up in the world? The nice thing is that Venus is conjunct Uranus in Taurus. Venus is in some most astrological circles considered the planetary ruler of Taurus. Some astrological circles consider Earth to be the planetary ruler of Taurus. But regardless, Venus is exalted. She is at home. She loves it. Taurus is all about value, and Venus is all about value. Venus is absolutely the ruler of Libra, which is that opposite energy of Aries. So what do I value? What do I value in anything that I have a long-term connection to? My friendships, my like I reconnected recently with a childhood friend. Like, isn't that awesome? Long-term relationships, long-term connections. What do I value? Where do I hear the message of where I'm valued? That's where I want to go to, and that's what I want to cultivate. And we can't expect other people. Like I said in yesterday's reading, I think I titled it "Open but Not Empty." We're coming into situations empty, expecting other situations to fill us. That can never happen, and it's never going to happen the way you want. Right? Get clear on what it is you want. And when you're coming into your situations clear and clean about what you value and what you want to cultivate, and you're bringing those things to a situation in balance, things start to change around you. Hear that? Oh, I have a lovely cardinal right there. Hi, sweet baby. Okay. Well, our cards are here. Okay. I must have the deck now. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, these all came out in the reverse. So, I take that as not, again, no, and that's the point. The point is to not look at things negatively. Look at what I value and what I want to grow. And if it's not there, that doesn't mean that it can't be there. What's keeping it? Like taking a look at some things. Something fell out of a booklet. Clear questions that maybe you want to ask. Clearly, we are supposed to be in each other's lives in some capacity. I love you and care deeply for you. I don't like what's going on right now. But we're both dealing with a lot of hurt, and it feels like we can get past this. What does that look like for you? Like these inquiry. So Libra is an air sign. Air is about like inquiry, about curiosity, not just judgment. To bring balance, we can't only come with only our perspective towards something. How would you see a way forward? This doesn't have to hurt or be negative. Maybe it does hurt, but it also doesn't have to be negative. How can we work with what feels uncomfortable, negative feelings? What do we have to do to get through this? Some questions that came up that I journaled at some point or another fell out of a book as I was pulling our cards for today. And the cards that we do have for today are all of these cards were in reverse, so I'm not going to show them in reverse, but Eight of Cups, again, has been coming up a lot. We want more emotional connection out of our situations. Whatever we are, we want to be emotionally connected. We want to be more deeply invested. We want beauty and harmony. Knight of Swords, Carnelian. Knight of Swords is can be a very that's the Knight of Swords would be is very action oriented in terms of the thought process. But I would love for us to not go there. It may feel today that, especially go in the run up to this new moon, don't let your thoughts run away with you. That a knight, a knight knows how to control his horse. If he's not, the knight is not going to do well in battle, right? He's not going to come to a conflict or any kind of confrontation or what feels like that with any kind of. It's a lose-lose situation. He's going to be, he's going to be using his stuff as weapons, not as let's figure this out, right? And then we also have another knight, so we have two knights to balance out that energy. We have the Knight of Coins. I will post what these energies mean. Carnelian is absolutely, your heart is coming is involved in this, and there may be a protection of the heart, but it can't just be, old mind constructs. That was what came up in yesterday's reading in that retirement card. I felt it, yes, maybe you are really putting a whole thing to bed that just cannot be. And you're kind of like, well, what do I want to do now? But then, that doesn't mean we have to think things through to that nth degree, which was the Nine of Swords. What maybe we need to do in that is more just retire our old ways of thinking. And those old ways of thinking, just like I read in those questions, coming at things more in a stance of curiosity. Yeah, get some rest. Dietary change. Watch what you're taking in, both ingesting through your mouth, all the food stuffs, your water, and definitely take some rest. We're coming up on this new moon. We're in the balsamic phase of that. What that invites, because whatever's coming forward today, absolutely ground and get some rest, and eat, and make sure that you're eating well. Lots of fresh foods. And also, maybe, and get in your body, utilize foods that energize you, that don't drag you down, but don't energize, maybe cut back on your coffee. Maybe cut back on coffee right now. And then the flower therapy. I brought these 3 decks out to work with today. So I'm not going to go into deep dive. I'm just going to let the cards speak for themselves and let whatever comes up for you when you see these cards be the message that you need to receive. Because the biggest thing about Aries energy and the biggest thing about this energy is about your right to exist on the planet. So a lot of what's going on right now may feel life and death. And with platinum coming in, that is actually a stone. So this, the Knight of Coins, by the way, is remember, this is the slowest knight in the deck, but platinum is extremely valuable. So we want to work to take this energy, take our ideas about how to do things and then, have these two nights work hand in hand. So our heart and our values are attended to, our self-value. And that again, this Aries energy is a lot about my self-value, making sure that my values are also heard and attended to, and that I'm attending to my values. You're your own superhero. The only way your values are going to get attended to is if you're standing up for yourself and you're taking the time to stand up for yourself with grace and be heard in a way that can be received. Venus is a receptive energy. Venus is a feminine planet, but she rules a masculine sign. Libra is actually a masculine sign. The glyph of Libra is a bridge. So how do we bridge this? What is the flower that wants to come out for us here today? World energy. Yeah, world energy. The earth is going through a transition of energy, and your sensitive body is feeling it. You're not alone. Accept the help of others. Reach into spirit, get your rest, take your time, take super good care of yourself. Now, again, the balsamic phase of the moon means that, so we have the new moon in Aries happening, some of the final degrees of Aries on Friday. Right now we have that super stellium that is built up, and we will be riding with this through the next few days as we move towards, Friday. And the new moon in Aries. And that is a time of planting seeds, but it is also a time of things like retirement, some ways of doing things at minimum, some ways of doing things at minimum will be passing. Be willing to let them go. Be willing to be in an open and receptive way. And during this balsamic phase, take the time to meditate, relax, be with spirit, allow the answers to come to you. You don't need to go racing after answers. They're on deck. They're going to come to you plenty. The sun is in Aries. Sun is exalted in Aries. It's not its home sign, but it is exalted in Aries. So these things will be illuminated for us regardless of the fact that it's a new moon. So I'm going to leave it at that. Like, share, subscribe on any of the platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. That commentary helps back and forth, helps to get the word out and in front of people who need it. Share directly to somebody who you think might need this. And if you want your own direct private message, direct message me on any of those platforms. I love you. Have a great day.